From the moment you enter our doors, you're met with kindness and care. Our reception area is designed to be more than just a waiting room. It is a place of calm, thoughtfully created to ease the weight of grief. In our private conference room, conversations are guided by empathy. Here, our client experience coordinators sit beside you, not just across the table, to help plan a service that truly reflects your loved one's story. Whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life, we take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the final farewell. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection room, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are honored and lives are celebrated. Designed with serenity and warmth, it provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in a setting that upholds dignity, peace, and confidentiality. Our crematorium offers a seamless and respectful alternative to traditional burial, giving families flexibility while maintaining the highest standard of care.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Friday, the 31st day of October 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. It's the last day of October 2025. Yes, we are at the last day. The first month of the last quarter is completed, or almost completed by midnight. Of course, tonight it will be completed, and I do hope that you were able to, achieve the goals that you set forth to achieve this morning, for this month rather, as we head into the last 2 months. Before you know it, it's Christmas time, but there's so many things to celebrate in the meantime while we get there. We do have a lovely show lined up for you this morning, and of course we hope that you could stay with us throughout the entire programming as we go through the conversations, because remember, we want you to be a part of it, and to do so you can join our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. Leave your comments there and let us know what you think about the discussions we're having this morning. But before we get into those discussions, here's your news in 90 seconds. Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, Petal Ann Roberts, has urged all Tobago House of Assembly secretaries to maintain strict fiscal discipline and keep spending at 2025 levels. While some divisions requested slight increases to meet rising operational needs, Roberts said minor adjustments may be considered, but emphasized that total expenditure must remain consistent with 2025 figures. As the Tobago House of Assembly prepares its 2026 budget, she continues to stress fiscal prudence, sustainability, and accountability to support Tobago's development while preserving economic stability. The Tobago House of Assembly has confirmed that the Unemployment Relief Program, URP, and the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program, CPEP, will remain active on the island, even as both have been discontinued in Trinidad. Finance Secretary Petal Ann Roberts said the Tobago House of Assembly views the program as vital to Tobago's development and plans to make them more efficient and sustainable. Following a two-day Executive Council retreat, the Tobago House of Assembly approved shifting $300 million into development projects, raising Tobago's 2026 development budget to $501 million, while maintaining overall spending levels. And finally, as Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessor reaffirmed Trinidad and Tobago's solidarity with the storm-ravaged nation, Jamaica, 8 40-foot containers of hurricane relief supplies left Point Lisas for Jamaica yesterday. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessor, who launched the National Relief Drive over the weekend, reaffirmed the country's solidarity with its Caribbean neighbor, describing Jamaica as dear to her heart. She said the initiative reflects the government's long-standing commitment to stand with regional partners in times of crisis. The first shipment departed yesterday, with additional supply efforts ongoing. And that was your news in 90 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we head on over to our birthday shout-outs this morning as we celebrate with those who are celebrating. And we start off the birthday celebrations this morning by saying happy birthday to my friend Abby Allen Moore from Charlottesville. Yes, Abby Allen Moore is celebrating a birthday today. And we say happy birthday to you, Abby Allen Moore of Charlottesville. She is 71 years today. Of course, you must give God thanks and praise for life. And we join the celebration with you today. And we say happy birthday to you.
And we continue the celebrations and we say happy birthday to Mr. Vaughn Taylor. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Taylor. God's richest blessings to you on your special day. Yes, we pray that you stay safe today. We pray that you surround yourself with friends and family and that everything you set your mind to, you achieve over this next year. And we pray abundance moving forward.
And we say happy birthday to Jordan Lord. Jordan Lord is also celebrating a birthday today. And so we pray God's blessings upon your life. And we hope that you have a wonderful birthday today. So happy birthday to you.
Say happy birthday to Mrs. Denise Toby Corshi. Yes, happy birthday to the Chief Administrator of the Tobago House of Assembly. God's richest blessings on your special day. I hope you take today off and that you take some time off to relax and just unwind. We know that that job that you have is very important and it could be a very difficult one at times. And we pray that God continues to guide you and give you the wisdom to lead in the manner you have thus far. Happy birthday to you.
And as we remain with the Tobago House of Assembly, we say happy birthday to Secretary Assemblyman Zorisha Hackett. She also is celebrating a birthday today. And of course, we pray God's blessings upon your life. We pray for guidance. We pray for health, strength. And as you continue to serve the people of Tobago, that you serve with wisdom, that you serve with integrity, and that you continue to depend on God for his strength to take you through the times that might not be as pleasant as you'd like them to be. So we say happy birthday to you. And if we know anything about our Secretary, Assemblyman Zorisha Hackett, I'm sure the outfit today is is a nice dandan. She's kitting up in this morning. And I do hope, of course, you have some time to relax, sit back, unwind, reflect on life, reflect on God's blessings upon your life and the opportunities he has afforded you. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, lady. And of course, if you are celebrating, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, a promotion, a new job, something you are celebrating today, of course, we here at Tobago Updates Television, we join in the celebration with you, and we remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. And talking about celebrating today, I must say thank you to Kaylis Embroidery for my lovely t-shirt this morning. Yes, Kaylis Embroidery is responsible for my t-shirt, my little kit this morning, and I must say thank you so much. One of our small businesses here on the island of Tobago, so thank you so much. And I just want to put a plug in for Brown Box. The Brown Box is located, I discovered them yesterday, downstairs the Port Mall. If you enter from where the bakery is, it's just outside of the Port Mall there. Small Tobago-based business. Give them a little visit them there. They have household supplies and clothing items available, so you want to check them out down there, whether it's today, over the weekend, or in the coming weeks. Check out the Brown Box. All right, so you might be wondering, who are we having conversations with this morning? It's Friday, so we kind of keep things light in studio on Fridays. As you know, we just like to have a wind down before we get into the weekend. And so we're starting conversations this morning by speaking with Giovanni Williams and Ajani Abraham, who are committee members of the Breaking Limitations Youth Conference. Yes, it's a youth conference coming up, and those two young men are coming this morning to talk about it. Yes, young men talking about a youth conference. Isn't that something wonderful to celebrate this morning? Then we shift gears a bit and we speak with Marion Nwanko, a committee member, and Kaya Rossi, a founder of Munich Carnival, and they will be here this morning, of course, to speak on that topic. And we round things up by speaking with Dr. Denise Sawyerfat Angus, former chairman of Festivals Commission, as we talk about the Tobago October Carnival 2025. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by leaving your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. We really want to hear from you. And of course, we really are happy to hear from you every single time you log on, whether you view us on our Facebook live stream or YouTube channel, whether you're viewing an AMPLIA 102, Floor 121 or 130, or our newest network on Digicel 33. Yes, we welcome you this morning, and we say thank you for always choosing us and making us number one for morning show here on the island of Tobago. Before we get into these conversations, of course, we have to go for a short break, pay some bills, but we'll be right back right after you help us to share the live, share the live, share the live.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. All right, we begin conversations this morning, and I have two young men in studio with me this morning, and they're going to be talking about a youth conference called Breaking Limitations. I have with me Mr. Giovanni Williams and Mr. Ajani Abraham. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Pastor, good morning.
Of course, it's a pleasure having you guys in studio, and it's not my first time interviewing you two young men as we talk about youth-related programs and that will cater to the younger generation. And I must continue to applaud you, because if we look around in society today, we see some of the ills, especially targeting our young men. So congratulations for taking the reins on an event of this nature. So let's talk about the event. You know, the name of the event is Breaking Limitations, and it's a youth conference. So tell us, what is the idea behind the conference?
Well, in our society today, if we should look closely, sometimes it's very noticeable to see that there is limitations on our young people. Limitations in form of identity crisis, understanding their purpose. There's issues in peer pressure. There's issues with parenting. There are so much issues that could limit the potential of our young men and young women in this Trinidad and Tobago space, and specifically the Tobago space. So the idea came out of forming a conference, a room, a space where young persons can come and experience information that could transform and break them out of limited mindsets, limited thinking, limited business ideas. The conference is one that is geared towards opening up the minds of our young people from thinking that they are from a small village, small island, so that they need to start a small business, they need to have a small idea. And this conference is one that wants to propel them forward to think that they can go big, they can do great things, they can leave the Trinidad and Tobago shores, etc.
Very, very holistic approach there, you know, in terms of considering all the things that we consider as I don't have resources, I don't have the access. So, of course, it's going to provide that opportunity where you can show them how it is possible. And I know that you also are an entrepreneur and you have been doing your part in business as well. So you have a good testimony to share with them in terms of showing that you can really break limitations. So tell us about what are the expectations when you come to the conference?
Well, in coming to this conference, we did our best to bring speakers who can really help the young persons. Specifically, we have Jaranis from Trinidad, who is a young man that broke limitations, coming from the village that he came from, the space that he came from. His testimony even is one that he was able to get his name off police records, getting his visa. He has so much testimonies to show how one could break the limitations, parental issues, societal dogmas, stigmas with your village, etc. And he has a testimony, I believe, that could change and transform lives in the Tobago space.
So the speakers who are coming, they have experiences and testimonies that they can share, and also to uplift and empower the young people. Definitely. And it's a youth conference, right? So what is the general feel and of the conference? And they're talking about their experiences, but what kind of feel you're looking for? Because, you know, with young people, you must provide something that will be attractive to them. So what is the thing they can look forward to coming into the conference to say, well, yeah, this is something I think I want to, because if you're being real, sometimes you don't want to sit down and listen all day, just listening to talk.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things, the elements that you've considered for the conference that will be attractive to young people?
Well, one of the first instances we considered that, and I believe one of the strategies in making this conference attractive is definitely it's a youthful space. It's a space where other youths will be there. We'll do our best to do icebreakers that the youths could collaborate, could speak to one another, could open up, could share. And the environment is one where not too much of a preaching or sit down and listen, but more couch discussions where they will be able to speak to the facilitators, ask questions and share. And most importantly, we'll have food available, you know, food available there for young persons to share. Of course, we have Jaranus ministering in song. So it's a youthful environment, and I would like to call it also a community where youths could gather and share, like who has the same issues, same challenges, for them to understand that it's not them only facing the situation that they are in, and create an environment or community where persons understand that, hey, we are youths together and we are shifting ourselves upwards.
Mm-hmm. And Ajani, what are some of the things you are looking forward to coming out of the conference? Because I know the target really is to provide a platform for young people. What are some of the things you're hoping for, like after the conference is over and you see somebody who attended, what kind of conversation you're hoping to have with that person, or testimony you're hoping to come from that person?
Okay, good morning. So my expectations coming from the conference, so even after the conference, is for young people, person that came to the event will be excited to know when the next conference will be, if it is that we'll be having a next conference come next year, right? And truth be told, this is not a one-time conference that we want. We want it to be continuous, you know, where other persons will be able to come from even Trinidad as well, because as the team said, breaking limitation, and that goes on a wide spread, whether it be educational, home, environment, wherever it came from, right? And I expect young persons to be excited about when the next conference will be, and, you know, be eager to just be there again, and even be willing to tell their other friends or family members about this conference. And as Shavani rightfully said, that we have speakers that come in who will be sharing like their testimony, like Jaranus, you know, that at least that in itself will help a young person to know, okay, well, I may not be to the extent of where Charon was, but I do have some limited vision or mindset where this conference helped me to uplift myself. For instance, like a business plan. A young person who is struggling with their business, they might tell themselves, well, okay, somebody else doing this type of business, then it's best I don't do this business. So this conference will give them the expectation, no matter how many business somebody having the same field, that they too can do their own business like as well, and bring it from a different perspective, having their own style and their own flair, you know, coming from this conference.
And that is absolutely amazing to want to provide that in this space where we have a lot of challenges, and people really doubt themselves, and they kind of look at other people and compare themselves. So that will kind of help them to break through in that area. So of course, very commendable there. I know the conference is absolutely free. So tell us, why a conference with so much that is going to be imparted into young people? You're talking about people coming across from Trinidad, even our local persons here in Tobago, pouring themselves into these people, preparing. I'm sure you have to plan, you have to prepare. There's going to be food. Yeah. Why did you see it as important to make this event a free event?
The very fact that it's a first-time conference, because I never heard of a youth conference happening here in Tobago, and the fact that this conference is a first-time youth conference on the island of Tobago, then we told ourselves that, you know, just to get it out there let us try doing it free at first, just to have the youths out, get something impactful. Because we don't want to it's a first time conference for youths here in Tobago, and then we have a course attached to it. Then that in itself, not being limited, but it's a possibility that it might not have the turnout that we want. So we said, let us have it open for young people to come, come free, have Jaraners, young persons of Jaraners. They love his music and stuff like that. So we say, let's have it open, see how the outcome will be like, and, just have the youths there because we want it to be impactful. We want them to gain from it and maybe beneficial for their life moving onwards.
And is there a specific age group? But I know the youths have an age group, but do you have a limit in terms of what kind of age group you're really hoping to target with the ministrations that will come, whether it's from Jared Nurse? I also see Gabby Williams here, and your featured speaker being Pastor David Charles. What is the age group you're looking at targeting?
Well, the age group targeted is 11 to 17 and 17 to 30. Maybe ranging to at least around 35 for persons who are a bit older. And the goal is to separate during the conference the younger ones with the older ones. Pastor Charles will be taking the older ones and Jaranus will be taking the younger ones. And that breakout session is going to have a conversation, question and answer. That session is carried to be impactful, where we could really have a round the table discussion for the young people to hear the details, the inner workings of life, decision making, the importance of having a prayer life, having a relationship with God in regards to breaking limitations. Because not all limitations are just mental or physical. There are also spiritual limitations. We usually call them generational curses, and learning how to really deal and apply pressure to these things, whether it be prayer, whether it be education, whether it be uplifting your understanding and belief system and otherwise.
And that's really, really good to see that consideration was given, because to sit in an open space with somebody who is 11 and I'm 30, the conversation might not be applicable, but I like the fact that you have breakout rooms, so the conversation could be more appropriate for the age group. So, of course, again, that is very, very commendable. So tell us when the conference is taking place, where it is taking place, how do I register, what time are we starting, what time again, lunch, all the things that people would want to find out about the conference.
Well, the conference is on the 8th of November. It's starting at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at Orange Hill Road, Scarborough. It's Restores of the Breach Ministries location. You can find the information on Restores of the Breach page. The flyer is there. All the information is there. You could also call my contact information, 318-6486. And the registration form is also on the Facebook page or the Instagram page for Restores of the Breach Ministries. Again, Restores of the Breach Ministries, you can find the information there. You could also call me at 318-6486, and also you could call Ajani Abraham at
333-0877.
I really am excited about the fact that there is a conference targeting young people. And I really do hope that, people come out, register and be a part of what is taking place. These two young men are really trying. It's not the first time we've had them here on the program speaking about issues concerning young people. So they really are trying to provide a measure of support, an alternative lifestyle, as opposed to what society calls acceptable. We have to do it differently if we want to see a different outcome. So, of course, again, commendations to you guys, and I do hope that people come out and participate in what is happening there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with Giovanni Williams and Ajani Campbell of Johnny Williams, of Restorers of the Breach Ministries, and they are talking about a youth conference coming up Saturday, 8th November from 10 a.m. at the Restorers of the Breach Sanctuary. Absolutely free for young people from 11 to up to 35, with breakout rooms, discussions, interactive sessions, and of course, the most important things young people want, they want food, they want entertainment, and it will all be there included in the conversation as well. Be a part of it. It's absolutely free. Check the Restorers of the Breach Facebook page for further details and registration information. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations here in studio this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we have in studio with us Miss Marion Wankwo and Dr. Jimmy Dion Toussaint. And they're here to speak to us about something really, really special. We just came off the heels of Tobago Carnival 2025. And they're here to introduce to the people of Tobago, to talk to the people of Tobago about Munich Carnival. Yes, Munich in Germany. Carnival in Germany. So good morning and welcome, Miss Wankwo and Dr. Toussaint. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Ms. Wankwo, tell us, how did the Munich Carnival come about?
Well, our passion is the soca music, and therefore we were looking for a way to get soca and the happiness of soca into the world. So we were attending to like Berlin Carnival, Cologne Carnival, Notting Hill Carnival in London, and we created our own carnival in Munich.
And you said that you started this in what year?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, so that would have been 2023 or 2022. And what has the attendance been like, the support for the carnival been like thus far?
What do you mean by support? That is why we are here for, to get support, you know.
Okay.
We can't, we as foreigners, we can't just make a carnival without the support of the country of origin, you know. We are foreigners and we don't have the rhythm in our blood. So we need your blood to be there and support us to be original. Therefore, we came to get the original costumes, to get DJs, to get artists, to get a fete, for example, with the pink fete.
Yes.
Yes, to be origin.
Okay, and Dr. Toussaint.
Yes.
Tell me, in your interactions with Ms. Wankwo, how did you get into the conversation and really buy into the idea of the Munich Carnival?
Right, so I met Marion while she was trying to purchase tickets for Pink Fest. Of course, one of the premium all-inclusive event for the last 3 years. And she was having some issues getting her ticket. So eventually I reached out to her, and of course I started off with a little German, I think it's Guter Tag or something to that effect. And we just clicked. And I told her, because she just didn't want ticket. I realized afterwards she wanted to know more about the event. And after discussing it with her, she said, oh, you know what? I like you. I like the whole concept. And then she started talking about their Munich Carnival. And from there, we just went to, would you like to do Pink Fest in Munich? I said, of course. I mean, I've never really been to Europe. And it's just, I think it's a great idea to have a Tobago-born event move overseas, you know, be exported overseas to something as Munich. And on the topic of Munich, I never heard about the Munich Carnival, and I assume it's, you know, it's small and growing, and we're trying to be there and answering the question that you asked about support, to support the carnival to grow into something that people would eventually, you know, see as one of the major carnivals in the world.
So have you all reached out to any of the, apart from yourself, any other stakeholders in the carnivals, whether in Tobago here or in Trinidad, to really start showing some interest and to participate in the carnival in Munich?
Yes, I did. We are working with Sama's band, for example, and I went out to reach Tasha Boris to get her support as the Minister of Tourism, right? Which is very important for me to have them on board, to not only to promote the carnival and the fun parts, also to promote the tourism there. I'm tired of explaining where I live. I live partially in Tobago, and when I have to explain where Tobago, they would ask, many people ask me, where's that? West Africa? I'm like, no, that's Trinidad and Tobago. It's an island in the Western Indies. So, and that is why I want the world to know where Tobago is.
And you think that the carnival will be able to help in persons understand the way? And just speak to us about the potential of tourists now being interested in coming to Trinidad and Tobago if we are able to work with you and establish the Munich Carnival?
Yes, we are looking, of course, for sponsors, and we are in touch with travel agencies. We are in touch with hotels in Tobago who wants to be a part of the Munich Carnival to promote themselves in Germany to get more tourists to Tobago.
And did you recently attend the Tobago Carnival? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and
I did. It was hot.
So, what do you think? What elements do you think from the Tobago Carnival that could be taken to Munich that you think there would be a huge success?
Well, we are already doing our own promotion parties in Munich. Mm-hmm. And we try to adopt it the same way like you guys are doing it over here, so that it is originally like it is in Trinidad and Tobago. We are having some fetes, we are having rooftop parties, we are having a road march, we will have a juve, we do the same thing exactly. Mm-hmm. And plus this year we will have the carnival convention. Yes. So therefore our carnival is one day longer than before.
Okay, and I know you stated that there are carnivals in Berlin and Cologne. Mm-hmm. There are carnivals in Berlin and Cologne. Over the past 3 years of the Munich Carnival, were you able to get those communities in those cities to come and attend and participate in the Munich Carnival?
Yes. Yes, we exchanging. I have my beautiful girls with them nice backpacks and feathers, mm-hmm. and they went to the carnival in London, to Notting Hill Carnival. They went to Malta Carnival, Ibiza Carnival. A part of them are even going to the Ghana Carnival in Accra.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we are working, we are linking together and working together.
Okay, and when the carnival already went for this year, but what time of the year do you have the Munich Carnival?
Next year, it will be from the 3rd of June till the 7th of June. We start with the Carnival Convention, which is the first Carnival Convention held in Europe, out of America. And several Carnival clubs from all over the world will be coming to Munich for that convention to exchange experience, networking, business, And then we start our Carnival. Jimmy will be part of it with the first event in Munich. Yes. He will do his pink fete there, and then we start. We will have a white fete, yeah.
So, Dr. Toussaint,
yes.
It's using your networks of stakeholders, other fellow promoters, artists, DJs, that kind of thing. What is the interest you've been gathering so far from persons in your conversations with them about participating in Munich Carnival?
Right. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So I am actually, even though Pinkfest has been around for 3 years, I'm still new to this space. Most people would know me in my previous incarnation, which mm-hmm. is part of an organization in New York called the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission. I was the PRO there for 8 years, and during that time, brought events like the Tobago Day and several other events, and we attempted to link our homeland Tobago to those events and of course the team Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission. Now, this is what I would like to bring to the table. Because of all those years of working with team Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, I've gotten a huge network of Tobago-based diaspora, the diaspora actually.
Right.
And I brought the idea to them on, through WhatsApp, etc., about getting to Munich and having the carnival. And there has been a huge interest in getting to Munich, not just for the carnival, but getting there as a group. In fact, I should mention this today to you all. And several people told me, we didn't hear, I'm talking about people in Tobago, yes. We didn't hear much about Pinkfest in Tobago, and it is true. Mm-hmm. Pinkfest was really marketed for that diaspora crowd out there. And we had a huge outturn from the diaspora here. So what we're trying to do, and this is no disrespect to Tobagonians or anything like this, but we need to get that foreign exchange in.
Yes, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
And that is why I target mostly the outside. And we're trying to get them to Munich also. We are trying to get that whole networking with the USA-born, USA diaspora, the Canadian diaspora, English diaspora, now German, etc. And what we are trying to do is collate them, bring them all together, and bring them to Tobago. Bring the foreign exchange here. So that's the whole purpose of some of the things that we're doing.
So in terms of getting them to Germany, do you see the diaspora as a more viable option in terms of being able to cover that expense to get to Germany to celebrate the festival with the others in Munich?
They would be able to cover the expense, but of course, I don't want it to look like, okay, so Tobagonians can't go there. We could definitely go there if we really band together. Yes. I mean, we need the support and etc. to get. I would love our people to be able to leave en masse because we do it for Tobago Day and go to Germany, you know, and have fun there.
So I'm not sure if you all have actually commenced conversations with the Tobago House of Assembly concerning it and what the feedback has been like from them, if you have commenced conversations.
That would be Marian answer.
I got in touch. You know, I don't know. I'm not a professional. I don't know really how to operate, but I got friends and they got me in touch with you, for example. That is one of our DJ who is coming to our carnival. That is Trendsetter Goofy is coming.
Right.
So, and he got me linked up with this channel here to promote my Munich carnival. So, and I got in touch with Tasha Burris, but she is right now in London to promote Trinidad and Tobago over there.
Yes.
For the
World Travel Market.
Travel Market, exactly. I hopefully will support her in April when she comes to Berlin. The exactly. So I'm in touch with Kern Cowan.
Kern Cowan, yes. The CEO of Tobago Festivals Commission.
Well, I'm waiting for his feedback, and if you can give me a recommendation, I'm open. I'm here.
Okay, so do you have any closing statements you would like to make to encourage Tobagonians to really participate and encourage and invest and experience the Munich Carnival?
Of course, that is my passion, and I would like to have every Tobagonian to be in Munich for the Munich Carnival to support us and to support, first of all, Tobago.
Okay, viewers, you heard it from Miss Marion Wankwo and Dr. Jimmy Dion Toussaint. The Munich Carnival is happening in June of 2026. Yes, from June 4th to June 7th in Munich, Germany. If you never participate in Carnival in Europe, this is your opportunity to do so in early June, the 4th to the 7th. You have enough time to save your money, you know. Save up some money and make a trip to Germany. It could be a life-changing experience. You never know what could happen. Viewers, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue our conversations, and we're going to have in studio with us Dr. Denise Soyerford Angus, who is the former chairman of the Tobago Festivals Commission, and she's going to be talking about Tobago Carnival 2025 and her assessment of the festivities. So do us a favor, share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Tobago, Are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we have here in studio our final guest, Dr. Denise Soyafat-Angus. She is the former chairman of the Tobago Festivals Commission. She has quite a bit of experience in carnivals, managing and planning festivities on the island. And she's here to give us her thoughts on the Tobago Carnival 2025. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, and good morning to Tobago, Trinidad, and, the diaspora, wherever you're viewing from. And just to add, a former Secretary of Community Development and Culture.
Yes.
Managing at that level also.
So you have various levels of experience in terms of managing these festivities, particularly Carnival as well. Dr. Angus, we've heard the reviews, we're hearing rave reviews about the Tobago Carnival 2025. Persons are satisfied, persons have spoken about the growth of the festival. And tell us what your thoughts and what your assessment of the Tobago Carnival was.
Well, first of all, let me put a disclaimer, because after I attended Blue Food, I was flat out ill in bed, so I missed the whole carnival personally.
Wow. You got wet from the rain?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And so I missed it. So I am speaking through the eyes and voices of those who participated, because I took the time to call around and talk to various people about their perspective of the carnivals. When I speak to you, it's not my personal opinion.
Right.
Okay? Excuse me. So, yes, the carnival has grown tremendously in terms of the numbers, in terms of the participation from outside of Tobago, and even in terms of the organization of activities. I think we must note that given the large numbers of persons who attended, we really didn't hear any significant police challenges with managing the crowd. And I think we ought to be commended for that, and also the police service, because oftentimes when you have those large numbers, you know, the first thing is, are they going to be rowdy? Are they going to misbehave? You know, are we going to have incidents? And you really didn't have that many. What we had was, you know, of course, an increase of road accidents. I think we had a couple, 2 or 3 that were quite serious. But like I said, yes, they have improved. The numbers have increased. And so overall, I think they had a good event.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of persons, feedback that you would have gotten from persons that you spoke to, did they attend any of those events that were executed by the Tobago Festivals Commission, such as the Soca Titans? They participated in the road, the Parade of the Bands, Rocks Glow, those kinds of events that were executed by the Tobago Festivals Commission, and what were their assessment of those events?
Okay. Soca Titans was good. It was a good event. The standard there was also lifted in terms of performances, in terms of, you know, the attendance. That seems to have been attended by more local persons. And when you look on the television, you could see maybe more local persons attended those. That was a good experience for persons. I haven't spoken to persons about Rocks Glow. And then you said the mass.
Yeah,
So I haven't gotten, you know, to the Parade of the Bands. And commendations to Verse. You know, of course, Verse came out of Bacchanal Calypso tent.
Right.
And we would have launched his career out of that tent a couple of years ago. So congratulations to Verse on that. In terms of I think one of the things in terms of I think what came out is we could have, yes, we had a great time, but there could be better planning.
Right.
Yeah. And you have the, right before, stakeholders not knowing if they're getting money, how much money, even when the event was supposed to happen. I think we saw that with the Calypso group, the Calypso sector, and I think that needs to be dealt with a little better in there. And then we could see something coming out a little more.
In what ways do you think they could make those improvements?
Start planning. I mean, as the former Secretary of Community Development and Culture, when I got there, normally you would have your plan for heritage, and then the same committee, as soon as heritage done, they start a plan for carnival. And I said to them, we are not serious about building an industry. And so I said to them, we're going to have a separate heritage committee that is year-round and a separate carnival committee that is year-round. So you focus on carnival. As soon as the carnival is finished, you begin planning for the next carnival. As soon as heritage is finished, you begin planning for the next heritage. And so we're not seeing that anymore. You're seeing the same committee kind of just, and I call it bat up and catch, because that is what they're doing. Not focused on actually building out the potential that you have. Now that you have an even additional carnival, I believe that you have to have a third committee, because the carnival in October is different from the carnival at national level, and therefore they have to pay attention. It takes a year or more to really plan to get what we need to get out of these events. And I think at this point, you know, I'm always an advocate that it's not just about an event. It's about building an industry, and we have the opportunity to do that. It's about looking to see, how do I, instead of walking in the shop and always spending my money, how do I grow from there to owning the shop?
So, the current structure is that the Tobago Festivals Commission, which is a state enterprise, they would plan the festivals on the island. They would execute the festivals on the island. You are calling for a bit of a change in that structure by requesting for there to be separate committees for each festival. Am I correct?
Well, remember, the Festival Commission has a board.
Yes.
Yeah, the board has a responsibility. Under the board, you can have 3 separate committees. Yeah, a committee. We also had a jazz committee. So a committee that manages and plans for the National Carnival, a committee that manages and plans for the heritage, and another one that plans for the
So to be clear, you are petitioning the board to make a bit of structural changes to establish subcommittees within the board itself.
Absolutely. Well, not even within the board, the board that manages. So you can co-opt persons from outside of the board on those subcommittees, which is what we would have done in the past. You get experts to come in from outside of the board, yeah, to be a part of those subcommittees. And you get them to execute. I mean, not execute is happening on the day, but you get them to plan and have some more strategic planning as to where it is going, and that is how you deal with it.
So persons have spoken about the growth of the carnival over the years, from its inception to now in its 4th year. We've seen, I think in this 4th year, the most amount of interest from persons, particularly outside of Trinidad and Tobago, were really interested in participating in the carnival, coming to the carnival, and we had a lot of stakeholders as well from Trinidad coming now and investing in the carnival. Would you not say that that is due to some sort of strategic planning and improving over the years?
No, I didn't deny that, yeah, but there's a term called trending. Yes? And right now we may be trending. But if you don't put in things in place for a sustainable approach, then you're trend, and then it does this. And you wonder why it did this. Yeah? So I'm saying, and I usually think, you know, long term. How do you manage this long term? How do you grow it long term? How do you make it sustainable and not just a trend, going beyond the trend? Yes? And that is why you need a dedicated committee year-round planning this. If we are not prepared to do that, it means that you don't realize what you have on your hands, that you're still planning for an event that occurs, you know, on that day. There's so much more that can be done to ensure that this 20 million that was spent, that we get way more out of it than the 20 million spent to put on the event for the weekend. Okay? We have to find ways now of saying, okay, we have a weekend event. How do we get people here long before the event? Yes, and the idea has been an advocate of long stay tourism as something that becomes more sustainable than just a weekend blimp on the map. There's nothing wrong with that, yes? It is a starting point. But how do you move from this starting point into creating something sustainable? And that is where, you know, the thought process is right now.
So you spoke about making it sustainable. I don't know if you have, apart from this establishment of the committees, if you have any other additional suggestions in terms of making the festival sustainable.
Well, we could be here all morning, you know, because I have so many ideas. Perhaps they need to call me.
Okay, so you possibly should have a sit-down chat with either the chairman of the Festivals Commission or the CEO of the Festivals Commission and exchange some ideas. And
Who is the chairman now?
Well,
Those
that's a
things,
different
you have to have
conversation
clarity on those rules.
Apart from that, what else do you think can be done to improve the visitor experience for the Tobago Carnival?
Well, one of the visitors said to me that whilst they enjoyed it, they felt that they didn't have enough access to local foods. And you get two sides of the stories there. They felt that they were looking for local foods, not even AMPLIA, which you could get in Trinidad, local Tobago type foods. And they had a hard time getting it as coming here for part of the experience. Now, vendors who were in Scarborough would tell you that they did not have a good time as they felt they could have, because you had a whole lot of all-inclusive trucks and all that on the day, and therefore they were not patronized as much. So there are two sides of that story, and I think we need to find a way to listen to them and to be creative and innovative about what you can put in place to satisfy both ends of those complaints.
And so, Dr. Angus, just before we wrap up, I want to know if you have any other additional information you would like to give, any other additional feedback you would like to give about the Tobago Carnival.
Well, persons have said that they were very excited about the pan on the road, but they felt that there were not enough pans on the road. I know they had two stationary stations, but they wanted to actually chip to pan on the road. And this is where high commendations came in for George Leacock, and I must say it, for the way he created a pan on the road, but made it almost like a DJ truck. So people felt that that was quite innovative, and they gave him high commendations for that. And but they felt that you should have had more pan on the road. And this is where perhaps an exit survey would be important to understand the demographics of those who attended and what they were interested in. And I don't know if we had an exit survey, but if you didn't have an exit survey, that was a huge, missing that you could have had.
I know that they had surveys at the various events. They had researchers going around doing surveys at the various events, including the parade of the bands on the day itself. They had a number of surveys, but in terms of an exit survey when persons are leaving the island, I don't know if they did that. But I think they have been doing surveys. They have been seeking feedback. The Festivals Commission has been quite active in terms of seeking that feedback, and we hope that perhaps you can have a conversation, have a meeting, and sit in the rooms with the right people and share, give your knowledge and give your valuable feedback, and that we could all work together to really build this festival for the greater benefit of Tobago.
Everyone knows me as somebody who is very generous with my information, even today being, quite generous in giving all these tips to them. And it must mean that I am very passionate about, Tobago, about the culture, about seeing us progress. But I keep saying that, you have to be very careful about trends and how you manage that trend into being something sustainable, because if you're not looking to do that, we will become a trend until the next trend, and now is the time to really sit down and put some diagnostics to it, and not just be in the euphoria of, oh, we had a bumper crop. No, now is the time. Yes, you had a bumper crop, but now is the time to really sit down. And I mean, from my medical background, anybody would tell you that just before sometimes a patient dies, they are at their best. The family thinks, oh my gosh, they're on the way back. They're at their best. And unfortunately, that was just the big spark before it dies. So again, a lot of diagnostics. Yes, celebrate, but a lot of diagnostics have to be done now to understand how do you build it out to ensure that you get the most out of this. I mean, some people even said, oh, this was just Trinidad Carnival in Tobago. And that was a Trinidadian who said that. Okay? So how do you manage that to ensure that at the end of the day, Tobago really benefits and the trickle down to the man on the ground, the trickle down to the communities, that absolutely happens. So, yeah, that's...
All right, viewers, you heard it from Dr. Denise Surfat Angus giving her feedback on Tobago Carnival and giving us quite a bit of nuggets in terms of how we could improve the visitor experience. And I know that the people at the Tobago Festivals Commission, they're always seeking to improve upon the carnival. And we hope that they may have listened in and they can, have a sit down with Dr. Angus and see what they can take from her and improve on the festival for 2026. Viewers, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our Tobago Updates morning show, but the programming continues. We have GMT up next, so do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. GMT is up next.
Representatives of the Assembly Legislature visited 9 secondary schools across the island as part of the Tobago Day Youth Debate Caravan 2025 to educate students on the inner workings of the Assembly with interactive sessions and mock debates.
And this is in preparation for the Tobago Day Debate. And the Tobago Day Debate is a parliamentary style debate, so it's not the typical one versus the other. You sit around the horseshoe, and therefore we are out here to teach them about the horseshoe, teach them about the makeup of our assembly, our orders. They are very important.
So the aim of the Tobago Day Youth Debate Caravan is to essentially engage and educate at all levels. And it was conceptualized by Madam Presiding Officer, Ms. Abby Taylor, because she felt that there was a need for persons, especially the citizenry of Tobago, to be a part of the governance system. So hence she conceptualized the People's House as you would see in the background. So now with school children, we want them to be a part of this process, hence the Tobago Day Youth Caravan, which will then filter in or lead into the Tobago Day Youth Debate, which will happen in the first week in December. So it's the aim to engage and educate at all levels, and we also have to remember that our students are the future leaders of tomorrow.
It was interesting because I got to learn about the concert to Shire Boris and how you address some of the persons in the house. In terms of my experience with debating, I like the idea of being able to express yourself and put out an idea and just put out a perspective that someone has not seen as yet. One thing I found interesting was it was mainly how it's not really anything difficult. If I'm talking to a friend, I basically do the same thing, but we just learn the formalities of how we address in the house and some of the methods that we do research.
I believe that people at the school is expressing creativity and makes it feel more comfortable among themselves. I'm sure from you definitely still you.
It was a learning experience. I actually learned more than I had known before, and yeah, I will take heed to the information and use it wisely.
Yes, I do like debating because we get an opportunity to hear each other's opinions.
I have participated in one of the debates called the Tobago Day Debate. I did enjoy it. It's always something enjoying to just sit and learn about the parliament and what goes on and all the presiding officers and the assemblymen.
I say it's something that I will have a passion for because one, I like to make a point. Two, I kind of like to argue, so I will see myself debating. And Tree is just an interesting thing because the citizens get to hear your voice and hear what you are thinking about. So yes, I will see myself doing this in the future.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
GMT Good Morning Tobago. I'm your host, Natalie Seeley Richardson, and as always, a pleasure to spend my Friday morning with you. And if you didn't realize, today is the very last day of the month of October. So all of you who celebrated in October your birthdays, I know this was your best month, but another best month is coming up as we begin tomorrow. So let's look out for those who'd be celebrating birthdays from the month of November. And we get right into it this morning with our news in 90 seconds. Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, Petal Ann Roberts, has urged all Tobago House of Assembly secretaries to maintain strict fiscal discipline and keep spending at 2025 levels. While some divisions requested slight increases to meet rising operational needs, Roberts said minor adjustments may be considered, but emphasized that total expenditure must remain consistent with 2025 figures. As the THA prepares its 2026 budget, she continues to stress financial prudence, sustainability, and accountability to support Tobago's development while preserving economic stability. The Tobago House of Assembly has confirmed that the Unemployment Relief Program and the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program will remain active on the island, even as both programs have been discontinued in Trinidad. Finance Secretary Petal Ann Roberts said the THA views the programs as vital to Tobago's development and plans to make them more efficient and sustainable. Following a two-day Executive Council retreat, the THA approved shifting $300 million into development projects, raising Tobago's 2026 development budget to $501 million, while maintaining overall spending levels. As Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar reaffirmed Trinidad and Tobago's solidarity with the storm-ravaged nation Jamaica, 8 40-foot containers of hurricane relief supplies left Point Lisas for Jamaica yesterday. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, who launched the National Relief Drive over the weekend, reaffirmed the country's solidarity with its Caribbean neighbor, describing Jamaica as dear to her heart. She said the initiative reflects the government's long-standing commitment to stand with regional partners in times of crisis. The first shipment departed Point Lisas yesterday with additional support and efforts ongoing. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Our first guest is joining us virtually this morning. He's no stranger to us here in Tobago and, of course, our wider viewership. He's Pastor Terence Baines, area representative for the Bethel New Grange area. He's also Assistant Secretary in the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development. And this morning, we're talking about representation. Good morning, Assemblyman Baines.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
And how are you this morning?
I trust you're hearing me well.
Yes, I am.
Yes, and good morning to you, of course. Good morning to all the viewers of Tobago Updates far and wide. Thank you for having me.
And of course, this morning, the conversation with you, we're looking at representation, and we are in part looking at part of your journey as area representative. You know, as we look at your roles, we know you as a pastor in the Christian community. We know you, of course, as a politician. And one may be tempted to describe your pastoral duties as you're on mission for God, and while you serve your constituency, you're on a mission for man. Where does these two overlap? Or rather, I should say, someone who sits in your position, we seldom see someone who is in clergy or, you know, in religion in a very top position, marrying the politics actively on the front line. So how has that part of the journey been for you?
Well, it is certainly a dynamic um, situation. Of course, historically, this has not been something that we are used to. In fact, there are still a lot of people who believe that the two vocations are not good bedfellows. And so, whenever you are the first in treading a particular ground, if call yourself a pioneer, if you wish, in whatever vocation, in whatever activity you are engaging in this life, you find that there are some nuances that you have to contend with. But as long as you are sure that this is the direction that you want to go, and in my case, you get some divine assistance so to do, we are able to try and marry the two professions to the best of our ability and try and not let anyone suffer. So I guess history and the divine, um, the one that is in charge of all things, will be the one that will do the marking and the judging as to whether or not in my own journey I've been able to do the best that I could, and has impacted the environment in the most significant way that I can.
Mm-hmm. And of course, would you agree that these both areas involve servitude?
Servitude is an interesting word, but yes, the answer is yes. Yes, it is.
As you reevaluate your service to your constituency, how do you feel about the service you have rendered? We know that you were elected as assemblyman, as the area representative for the then Bethel Mount Irvin, now the Bethel New Grange district, on two occasions. I think within the same year, yes, we had 2025. It was 2021 in January, and then in December of that same year.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
looking
well,
back, look at how, yes, as you reflect.
yes. I mean, representation in general at this level is a very noble pastime. Um, and for me, it has been really humbling. The thing about it is that a minuscule amount of individuals in any given society are afforded the privilege to serve at this level. And so, while it may be exhilarating and there may be glamour and glitter attached in the minds of some to this responsibility, it is quite humbling. It is quite humbling because it is a pastime that is 24/7. You have to be available every time, anytime, and anywhere. And so, I don't know if we have ventilated extensively what representation entails. We try our best to execute. We try our best to bring everything that we have, all our skills, our abilities, our resources. We bring that to the fore, and hopefully what we bring, um, we find that people appreciate the work that we do. and we hope that we do that work with sincerity and honesty and to the best of our ability. And because when you are serving people, you have to always be on your P's and Q's. That is something that that is the underlying drive to this type of work. And people will let you know. Me personally, I know that there's a time and season for everything. I have come on the backs of several persons that have represented the Bethel New Grange or Bethel patients, and in fact, that was what it was called first, and then it was Bethel Mount Irving, and then now Bethel New Grange. From Samuel Toby way back then to Miriam Caesar Moore, to Deborah Moore Miggins, to um, Shamari Hector, who once was to Handel Beckles, Mr. Whitney Alfred. All these gentlemen, and ladies served the community, and it's just the season that I have been afforded the privilege so to do, and I try my best to do that to the best of my ability.
Mhm. And of course, just, to bring some of our viewers who may forget some of the statistics, on January the 25th, 2021, when the electoral district, and as I mentioned before, that was called then Bethel Mount Irving, out of the 2,073 valid votes that were casted, you received 1,045 votes to your contender then, Shamari Hector, who received 1,023. And then, of course, when we went back to the ballots on December 6, 2021, with a new name given to the electoral district, out of the 2,221 valid votes casted, that were cast, you received 1,300 votes. And I think your closest rival, Mr. Marcel, I forgot the first name right now, got 888. And, it's always interesting when I get the opportunity to interview you, because I like to use some of the terms from your pastoral job, if I may say so, or your responsibility. So if I may wax biblical with this one, I want you to give us a brief account of your stewardship, and highlight maybe one or two projects you have been most proud of, or you feel really satisfied that representation was accomplished.
Well, I mean, but the district Bethel New Grange is a extensive and I dare say a dynamic one. And I confess that I had a lot of focus on the Bethel area, because that part of the district seemed to be a little more high needs than the other parts. And that area, we have been, subject to a lot of violence from time to time. We have some social challenges that are accentuated and so on. And historically, Bethel has always been one of those communities where people have a lot of negative things to say about the activities and so on, and so I felt that it was important to start there, focusing on the youth in the district, and see what we can do to motivate them. So we had a program called Intervention. We had about 3 or 4 installations of that. And the idea was to try and motivate and try and encourage and try and challenge the young people, to give them a sense that there are other opportunities and there are other things that you can do with your life, and to help them to understand that as individuals they may have some skills and so on, and those skills can be used for their benefit and for the benefit of the community. So we did that and stuff, and continue to engage using different things. We had the motivation, we did some sporting things, we did some devotional things, and so on, because that is critical. And then, of course, we moved to some of the other type of projects, whether it be fiscal physical road works and so on. There is one of the communities, one of the areas in the community called Ernest James Trees that has had a serious challenge with that with the roadway for quite some years, and we were able to get that fixed and so on after a long time, and I'm thankful that we were able to get that done. Of course, also, well, the very first project that I did was in the green space, what we call the Switzerland Park, and that was always a pet project. You know, there are some people who live to the east of the park that reached out to me and asked whether or not we could have some lighting in the park, you know, because it was a very dark area. And we set out, we had a project of lighting of the park. We installed about 8 lights in the park and stuff. But unfortunately, the lights were subject to, to theft. Some person or persons took down about 7 of the 8 lights that we installed. And so that really hurt my heart. But thankfully, we have another project. Hopefully, if we get the opportunity to expand on the work in the park, put in a rotunda type thing and a stage and put in some bathroom facilities and so on so that we could have a wider usage of the park, and that certainly is going to enhance the space. Um, Further up, of course, the walk around track there at the grounds, that is a kind of equalizing project. Everybody benefits from that because you know that everybody needs some exercise, including myself. And that has been a project that has been a tremendous blessing for persons throughout the district. It services, of course, Switzerland and Sherwood Park, Buku Road, Bethel, Riseland, any and everybody converges on that space to do their exercise in the evening time or morning, whichever one they choose. I think, yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted just to talk a little bit about that Susulan Spa, because you mentioned that 7 of the lights were removed. And I know those poles, they go high up. So it means that
Yes.
someone had to actually climb those poles. They had to go out of their way to remove those lights that was benefiting the community.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the poles were installed in a way that you can unscrew them from the bottom and bring
Okay.
them down. So, you know, so I'm not sure how they did it, whether they
Right.
unscrew them, took the lights off, and then screw back off the pole.
Right.
I don't know,
But
you
for someone
understand?
to do that, Assemblyman, knowing the great lengths that, people, whether you're a politician or just a community person, go through great lengths to improve the community. And you have persons, and sometimes from the same community, destroying or not taking care of things. Of course, as your constituents will have an expectation from you. What are your expectations from your constituency?
Well, I mean, you would hope that whatever you do, that people see the value of what you do, and that it is something that they would have a respect for and help you protect, because there's no way you could police everything that you do in a district. I mean, there's no way you could do that. You do that, and the thing about it is that the very same thing happened at the Bethel Community Center. I was in conversation with Habitat for Humanity and so on, and they came in collaboration with Royal Bank and installed a greenhouse at the Bethel Community Center. The greenhouse was doing pretty good. It was run by the village council and so on, and they were selling their produce and all of that. And then the greenhouse was subject to vandalism as well. People came and stole some of the equipment and that kind of stuff. And I mean, you do what you can, and you hope that the members of the community or whoever would be sensitive to the importance of the project and how that project benefits the whole rather than individuals. But unfortunately, that is one of the challenges that we face as area representatives. I'm sure I am not singular in this matter, that things happen, that people remove stuff, people steal stuff. You would, I don't know if you saw it, but just last week I saw the Secretary for Community Development and his team were out there in the Wim area, where persons in, there was some air conditioned units installed in the community center, and people went in and stole the units and those kind of things. So yeah, we had to contend with this
Right.
as part of the unity and hope that when you highlight it, that the community will be a little more vigilant, and so that people will protect the assets that are under their purview, because we want to empower the community. That is what we're trying to do.
Right. And as you speak about empowering, many times constituents hold politicians or their area representatives accountable or measure their performance based on what can be seen. So whether jobs were created, whether the road got patched or paved, etc. And even politicians in turn, you hear them speak about accomplishing these goals, and it seems to be high on their priority. But if we're looking at transforming a people, I think a different type of leadership, a more strategic leadership, may be required out of many politicians at whatever level you are serving at. And when we talk about looking at Tobago's development, and we know the chief secretary, and many of us have adopted the statement, Tobago, the greatest little island on planet Earth. And if we are ready to encourage that transformation, you have been sitting as assemblyman for a while. What would you say may have been some of the strategies you have designed that can really effect change within the community? And when I say change that mindset, because we can do everything, but if we don't effect change of that person's mind, then we're not really getting anywhere.
Agreed. And that was the underlying drive for the intervention project. Because these young men and young women, though they may be susceptible to certain types of behavior because of the environment, they really needed, in my view, to be encouraged that their skills can be put to use, in a better way, and that can help to improve their whole outlook on life. And you try to sell them a vision about self actualization, and their commitment, and hope you could get them to commit to building a better society, a better community, and so on, and by extension, of course, a better Tobago. A lot of people, when they're in their own world and they have their own challenges, physical, social, spiritual, even, it is hard for them to see a broader thing, except their immediate concern is being addressed. And so that is why, the efforts have to start with the individuals, whatever those individuals are dealing with. And I mean, since we started, we were able to find employment. I mean, all of the employment was not permanent, but we were able to find employment for 273 persons thus far and counting. And I mean, while some may say, that ain't nothing significant, but you try to imagine what the community would have been like without that. You understand? And I know that every time you somebody gets employment, that is something that most of us see as positive, because the resources that you get from your work does not only impact you, but perhaps impacts your family, whether it be your mother, father, or children, or people who depend on it. And so that is part of the thing. But I think that more work needs to be done in trying to get people to appreciate themselves, appreciate the fact that they can be and should be contributors to the development of the environment, the space that they spend most of their time. And if we can improve the conditions around, so that people don't have the propensity to engage in activities that are not
Right.
convenient, and engage in activities that are destructive rather than uplifting. I think if we're able to do that, and do that significantly, that gives people a whole lot more options. And I believe it is going to improve the drive towards building the kind of society that we really want to build.
And of course, we know that we are all expecting to hear the date for the Tobago House of Assembly elections, where, you know, the citizens and would be able, those who reside in Tobago and eligible to vote will, you know, get that opportunity. And we have seen that the Tobago People's Party have made public the nominees who would be screened. And of course, you have offered yourself, you have made your way through that first round, and you are one of the potential candidates for the electoral district. But when you look at all the other electoral districts as well, they average like about 3-4 nominees. I think Mount St. George, Goodwood might be closest to Bethel with 6, but for Bethel, Newgrange, we have 10 nominees. What do you think accounts for that increase or interest in the Bethel Newgrange area?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't have superior knowledge on these matters, but I may want to perhaps posit a possibility or two. You know, some have said, and my conclusion on this is still loading, but some have said that the opponent that they're going up against in the Better Newgate era, anybody could win. That is what some have said. That's one.
Right.
Secondly, I think you would remember that some months ago I indicated that I was no longer going to be putting myself up, and that's public knowledge and so on. So that would have been, I suspect, one of the other reasons people would have, you know, made a decision, because, you know, I was no longer going to be running. I think so. In addition to that, maybe a third is that the party seems to provide a platform for, as the chief secretary says all the time, those that are competent, those that are willing. It is an all-embracing organization where people from all walks of life, people that have various vocations, can aspire to be representatives and so on. And perhaps a fourth is there's been a considerable amount of work done to wrestle this constituency or wrestle this district away from the PNM, and we have to be straight with that. And there's been a kind of progression in terms of the winnability of the seat, and some people have even gone further to say that Bethel Newgrange is a safe seat. You understand? I don't share those views,
right.
But that is a view of some, and I suspect that all these that I have mentioned, and perhaps there may be others, these are contributors. These are contributors, and so on. So, you know, it's a democratic process, we have been told, and so any and everybody can fight for the nomination and to want to be the representative. I think ultimately the will of the nominating committee and the political leader will be done ultimately, you know, and hopefully that will be the will of the people. I myself, I will interpret it all as, for me, the will of God at the end of it all, you know, and we'll see where we go from there.
And Assembly Baines, thank you so much for spending part of your morning with us and sharing part of your journey as you sit as the area representative for the Bethel Newgrange area. And of course, we continue to wish you all the best in your ministry and in your political journey. So thank you.
Thank you kindly, and thanks to all our viewers and the people who continue to support.
And of course, viewers, we go for a quick break, and when we return, we have Major Myrna Riley Devines, who is joining us from Jamaica. Of course, she's joining us virtually as we look at some of the effects of Hurricane Melissa. So stay tuned.
This is Bethlehem Junction, or Egypt as it is known and familiar here in Tobago. A very, very dynamic area, very dynamic block. There is so many things to talk about here historically. We have all our social challenges like everybody else, and so on like everywhere else in Tobago. But man, it marks the beginning of a dynamic journey for me for the last, 3.5 years or so. And we want to talk about some of those things today. We're going to talk about serving people and representation and all that good stuff. You see, there are some communities in the country that are called hotspots. And I prefer to call them high needs community, and by Tobago's standards, Bethel, Egypt could be deemed one of those communities.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying with us. You are viewing GMT Good Morning Tobago, and we are host this morning, Natalie C.D. Richardson. And joining me virtually now from Jamaica is Major Myrna Riley Devines of the Jamaica Defense Force. Good morning, Major.
Good morning. How are you today?
I am well, but we would like to know how you are this morning.
Morning, Tobago. I am doing very well, actually. Kingston is pretty much okay. However, the rest of parts of Jamaica are not so good this morning.
Right.
In fact, yesterday I took a trip to the southwestern end of the island, and the devastation is beyond words.
Right. And just for the benefit of our viewers, when we talk about the southwestern parts of the island, can you name some of the towns and area communities that were directly impacted by the hurricane?
Well, the parish, Jamaica has 14 different parishes. And on the west, we have St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. Those two parishes were, totally devastated. When I went to St. Elizabeth yesterday, there were some homes that were still partly submerged. Water was still up to almost window of some homes. Some places that were previously dry land actually looked like the sea.
Right.
That's how it was. 11 poles were down. They have roofs, maybe in St. Elizabeth. Most of the homes and businesses, the roofs were gone. Some places were flat. Electrical lines were down and all over the place. They have no electricity, no water, no communication, no internet, etc. So St. Elizabeth is basically like a disaster zone. Westmoreland, which is adjoining St. Elizabeth, is the same. There were some parts of Manchester that I passed through because I had to pass through there going into St. Elizabeth, and they had some severe damages as well in some areas, but not as bad. And in St. James, which is another one of our parishes. St. James is where you find Montego Bay. They had some damages as well. But it was not just on the southwestern side, because southwestern is where the hurricane landed.
Yes.
But also on the other side of Jamaica, parishes like St. Mary and Portland were also hit hard. St. Mary is known for its banana production, and that's like almost wiped out. Roads, a lot of roads are still impassable because there are huge landslides, huge boulders. Some roads have been broken apart in places, and it's really, but when you look in Kingston, I mean, it's a stark difference. In Kingston looks like absolutely nothing took place.
Right.
Some parts of St. Catherine looked like nothing, but when you go to the other areas in Jamaica, you recognize the devastation that is there.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have never experienced a hurricane, and I hope that I do not have to. But I know some of the older folks in Tobago, of course, would have experienced Hurricane Flora. You know, we have other persons who are viewing us throughout the world and would have experienced, you know, hurricanes at different strengths. What's the mentality of the people like on the ground? Because seeing everything that you know, everything that you would have invested in and worked for, you know, just gone in a couple of hours. And I also want you to talk about, because I know life was also lost. I'm not sure where the
19
count is.
so
19,
far.
right?
19 and counting.
Right, and the and counting is very critical because we know a lot of cleanup efforts has not really begun as yet. And, you know, so what is the mood of persons on the ground? I can't begin to imagine what they are going through.
You know, Jamaicans are resilient people, very resilient. And notwithstanding the fact that we have suffered such great loss, persons are giving God thanks. It's amazing. I mean, there are persons who are quite distressed. You go along and they're trying to dry out furniture, trying to dry out clothes, trying to get the mud and debris out of their clothes. But in the midst of it all, persons are saying, thank you, Lord, that we at least did not get it worse than this. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because persons, I mean, there's the distress, but, and you mean, they are quite innovative as well.
Right.
What I noticed yesterday when I passed through some areas of St. Elizabeth, persons had opened their cars, they connected some, whatever it is, power to the battery of the car, and they had these electrical plugs, and phones were plugged in, and that was how they were trying to get charge on their phone.
Right.
So persons are coming up with creative ways to get things going, but it's really devastating.
I also saw through international media and regional media that one of the hospitals, I'm not sure exactly where it's located and if there were other hospitals, but there was one hospital that was highlighted, you know, with the roof blown off and, you know, just around that entire community. Can you speak to that?
That's in St. Elizabeth. That's in St. Elizabeth again, and that's expected because of what took place. But there are about 4 hospitals on that side that were severely damaged.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is, and all the disaster agencies have come together, and we're in the recovery phase. So recovery work is going on. Roads are being cleared. For the hospitals where relocation could have taken place, that's done. But we're just trying to recover from all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a very, very, very long time,
Mm-hmm.
especially for places like St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. It's going to take an extremely long time for them to come back. What I do know as well is that the power company our Jamaica Public Service company, they have started working to restore power in some areas.
Right. You know, and our viewers are seeing some of the footage that you would have submitted to us on your evaluation yesterday, and of course those that were sent in other social media platforms during the hurricane as well. And you know, I think it's a wake-up call for many of us, especially for this most southernly placed islands of Trinidad and Tobago, where we have had the warnings, we've seen the pathway of hurricanes, and then, you know, we love to say here, and I don't like it, but we love to say that God is a Trini, and we seem so unprepared. You know, what advice can you give to us here and even for the rest of the Caribbean islands, being that you would have, you know, very recently experienced a Category 5 hurricane in terms of preparedness? How serious should we take, you know, when we get these hurricane or storm warnings?
I think we should take it extremely serious. It's better to be ready and nothing happens than not to be ready at all. And in terms of even when we go back to building, because sometimes it doesn't matter how strong your building is, that it still can happen. But putting down things like your battens in front of your glass. Yesterday, when I passed through St. Elizabeth, there was this Mother's, it's one of our patty and food outlets, fast food outlets, all of their glass, because it seems like they did not put up any batten down their areas. Maybe they didn't take it as seriously as they should. And everything is mashed up.
Right.
So my thing is that once you hear that a hurricane is coming, start preparing from early. Don't wait until the last moment for the mad rush to take place. It's important to get things like ply, and for like persons who are building now and they have ply, I would say to persons, don't throw away your ply. If you have some place to store it, because these things come in very handy.
Right.
During. The other thing is to also make sure that you take the precautionary things like the trees. I mean, I know we like our trees, but if you have your trees that you know are overgrown close to houses, etc., we need to work at making sure that we cut them down. And sometimes persons may say, well, it's expensive to cut it, but it's more expensive to have it fall on the house, because I've seen trees on some of the houses, you know, and be always prepared. Take it seriously. Put your food provisions in place. Your important documents. And I don't think we should wait until a disaster to prepare our important documents. Have them in one place. Have them in a waterproof case or something, so that worst case scenario, if you're not at home when this disaster strikes, at least they'll be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we want to thank you, Major, for sharing with us, especially we know your schedule will be busy. You have, you know, the mobilization as the government and other entities carry out their various duties and evaluation and cleaning exercises. And of course, we continue to pray for our brothers and sisters in Jamaica. And it's so good to hear that the innovative spirit and the resilience is there. And we continue to offer condolences to those who would have lost, you know, loved ones during this storm. And it's good to see you and hear you, and to know that Kingston more or less is pretty much okay, and areas of St. Catherine and maybe those in that immediate area near those parishes. So thank you so much for sharing, and I hope that we listened very well to your advice and we take heed. So thanks again.
You're most welcome, and all the best to you, all the best to Tobago, and may God continue to be with all of us.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, we go for a quick break, and when we return, my last guest is coming up, Mr. Selwyn Bajan, as he talks about happiness
What about happiness? Well, you have to be here when we return from the other side of the break, so stay tuned.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying with us. Joining me virtually is Mr. Selwyn. I am not sure if I'm pronouncing your last name correct, Bajan, or is it Bajan? Please correct me, Mr. Selwyn, and welcome to Tobago Updates Television.
You have it correct. You have it correct. It's Bajan.
Right. So I got it right. I thought it would be that. So good. I always like to pronounce and get those names right. So Mr. Bajan is a senior life skills coach, and he's here to tell us how we can benefit from his knowledge, his expertise this morning. And I want you, of course, to feel very comfortable. I'm so sorry you're not here in Tobago, but I know you would be joining us at some point on the island, and you can tell us a little bit about that. So before we get into more specific questions, I know one of your areas of focus is the science of human happiness. When we hear that, what are we speaking about?
Okay. So the word science means something systematic, measurable, cultivated. Keep that in mind. So the word science means it's practical and pragmatic, and it's not abstract philosophical. So it means there are habits that we can cultivate in our daily living that results in the sense of well-being and happiness. It's as simple as that. Now, I like to establish that this course was actually developed by Harvard Medical School based on years of research on human behavior.
Right.
And they traveled around the world and found communities where people were buoyant and happy. And so happiness includes living long and healthy and balanced and joyfully. And so they collected or collated a list of pragmatic behaviors that leads to a sense of joy and well-being. It's a very beautiful course, actually.
And tell us some more about the center in which you are part of. I know the AHA stands for something. Share that, but when I see it, I say, aha, because it's like having an aha moment, you know, when you think about happiness. So tell us more about that.
That's it. So we created the name AHA, so you get an AHA experience.
Yes.
But I do two things. The center does two things. We do two things. We teach courses in life skills and life skills coaching and empowering human life, but we also teach, you'll see the little poster in the background there, we are the City and Guilds of UK Centre for some very special awards that are equivalent to degrees, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, associate degrees, and so on, based on work-based experience. This is something very unique and unusual and very wonderful for the Caribbean region, where there are many people who will not be going to UE or UTT or whatever for 5 years to get a degree, but they have intelligence, creativity, and a lot of high-quality professional experience. And so we assist them to get the international award that is equivalent to a degree that helps their credibility and their professionalism. So we do two things. We teach about balance in life and happiness and joyfulness, and we teach about professional development, getting international recognition.
Right. And when you talk about these awards, is it in academic areas? Give us a little more information about that.
So I already have some students in Tobago. I'm trying to arrange to have a lecture next week, Saturday, at the library, the public library, and invite people from Tobago to hear about both things, the science of happiness and the academic. So we already have some students in Tobago. We have a gentleman who is a fire officer, senior superintendent level fire officer in Roxborough. I'm coming down to Roxborough, and I'm talking to all the firemen there, and so on. And I'm talking to other groups. So it is not academic in the sense that you have to do a course. You have to outline your journey over the last so many years in your field. You outline your academic basis, and then there are some areas, for example, what kind of leadership skills you have. What have you done in leadership? How you've organized a little company or your community or your office. Your sense of customer service, things that you will be taught in an MBA class or business class. But what City and Guilds has done is they extracted some standards, and we said, okay, it might mean that this person, through their professional life, they know more than somebody coming out of the academic world because they have lived it. They have demonstrated it. So I help people to prepare a template. It's very structured, showing that they have those professional skills that can end up with a master's qualification, bachelor's degree, associate degree. It's perfect for the developing countries.
So next week Saturday is that confirmed already?
Well, I'm doing that today. I'm doing that today, and we'll send the information to you all and to other people.
And of course, is there a phone number or a social media platform, or if someone who is hearing and has that interest, how can they make sure they are aware of what's going on?
They can call me directly at 268-9431. 268-9431. That's my WhatsApp number. We will also be putting it on the AHA Facebook page, and then we'll also be advertising it on Facebook. Today I'm going to tied it up with the library. I was supposed to come this weekend, so I'm just shifting the dates. But I'm looking for some people in Tobago to develop them as coaches in life skills, to develop them as assessors to help us with this program. So it becomes a Tobago program, not an imposed TT Trinidad sort of thing. So when I come there, I'll also be looking for individuals in Tobago who want to assist the community in the knowledge of human happiness and in the knowledge of these higher levels of professional qualification. Now, we have students, I have students in Scotland, in Ireland, in Dubai, in Guyana, in Barbados, in Tobago, British Virgin Islands, China. We have international students because this could be done virtually.
Right.
It could be done virtually. But what I'm finding is a lot of people with incredible amounts of work experience and intelligence, creativity, and competence. They want the international recognition. This is more recognized in the UE degree, not that UE degree is not recognized, or UTT, but it has an international flavor to it. So our mobility through the global village is now enhanced with the International City and Guilds qualification based on work experience. You see, I was the senior HR executive of the largest state corporation in the Caribbean, and I understood that a lot of people, for personal reasons, not going to the universities to get that higher level, but they are competent and intelligent. So I went to the UK and I got a degree-based program that is based on pragmatic, proven work experience.
Right. And is this program accredited by the Accreditation Council of Trinidad and Tobago, or maybe?
Yeah, no. Well, Accreditation Council has accredited City and Guilds.
Yes.
Is the organization. And City and Guilds does not only have this program.
Right.
They have hundreds of programs on the vocational level. So it is accredited and it is accepted in 80 countries of the world internationally.
Right.
So it's a very nice program. Now, I just want to step back to the human happiness thing.
Yes.
When you arrive in Tobago, right? I come to Tobago often. We have a space there and I come to Tobago. You feel the calmness, right? So it's not a hustle like Trinidad, although it has hustle involved.
Yes.
You go to the beach. I like to go by shallows and sit down and so on. So Tobago has a capacity that is rural and pastoral and calming and really nice, soft. But there are some habits that even in Tobago we are doing. The diet, the exercise routine, the lifestyle choices. Well, Tobago already has the fellowship part, which is part of it. So there are some habits that we need to integrate in living, invest time and energy in, and it will reduce this thing of chronic illnesses, loneliness, insomnia, diabetes, depression, high blood pressure. It will reduce that is plaguing the world. So right now I'm coming, when I come to Tobago, I'm looking for people who will help us to set up a wellness tourism program for Tobago. It can't be done in Trinidad. We're too hustling and rushing.
Right.
But Tobago, all the elements, the relationship with nature, with the ocean, with the people. So I'm also going to be setting up in Tobago, well, my organization, based on our linkage with Harvard and City and Guilds, a wellness tourism program. I'm training some people in Tobago to assist us to coordinate it and initiate it. So it's beautiful. I'm looking forward to the lecture because in the lecture on human happiness, we're using very pragmatic, scientifically proven skills and habits that lead to happiness and joy. And I'll be sharing them in a practical way. It wouldn't be just an abstract, philosophical kind of sharing.
Right. And I hear you keep stressing on the scientific aspect and nature of the program. So viewers, for those of you who are interested, the science of human happiness, you can be sure to check out AHA's social media page via Facebook to ensure that you know the time and if there's a registration process, etc., as Mr. Selwyn Bajan prepares to visit us here in Tobago and share with us. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best.
I'm looking forward to coming. When I come, I'll visit you.
No problem. Of course, viewers, we are not... So thank you again, sir. Viewers, we are not quite done yet. We have one more interview, but Akin Labi is going to sit in for me to take charge of this interview. And as I get ready to leave, I don't want you to leave just yet because we're not done. This is GMT, or Friday Morning Edition. So we go for a quick break, and when we return, I won't be here, but Akinlabi surely will, and he has a guest to take you through the paces this Friday morning. So stay tuned.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy, for queens who know exactly what they want.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
It's a brand new a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special.
Is the way I get the horn, I can't believe.
Hello G. Heat in the place. Heat in the place. Paki. Can't play mass, I tell you don't come on stage. If you can't play mass, I tell you don't come on stage. 3-time VI Soca Monarch Ramon G.
Getting over the road. Fencing with hands in the air.
Royal Blood.
Yeah, make me get this nervous feeling.
Tickets are now $150. Starting time 9 p.m. till you say when. Tickets available on island8tickets.com. Pablo Supermarket at the venue and from committee members. For info call 745-8953. Polyamory. The After Carnival Link Up.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Tobago. Yes, and we have some gentlemen in the studio with us this morning, and they're here to talk about polyamory. Yes, they're here to talk about polyamory, which is scheduled for the 1st of November, which is tomorrow, down in Compound. They'll give us some more information. So good morning and welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning
Blessed
to
morning,
you.
blessed morning.
My name is Royal Blood. We having a concert show party tomorrow at 9 p.m. at G's Spot.
G's Hotspot. Formerly known as After Hours.
After Hours.
And so we have Royal Blood, we have Anomaly, and we have Oners.
No, Polyamory Boss.
Polyamory Boss.
Yeah.
Oners is Polyamory
As
Boss.
No. That's Oners. So
Right.
we have Royal Blood, Polyamory Boss, and Oners.
Oh, so, you're changing up from Anomaly to Polyamory Boss.
If you understand, Anomaly is something that does evolve into so many different things.
Yes.
So as I drop a song, just give me the name. Give me the title. Last year I was Blue Soap and Coralie. But don't study the poly, just study the amory. We're dealing with love. You know what I mean? Don't study the poly, just study the amory.
So tell us about the event that is scheduled for tomorrow night.
Well, it have a number of artists on it. Ramon G, Kilo G. We have Oners, which now added to the cast. Sitting down on my right.
All the G's.
All the G's outside, the tall ones. And we have Royal Blood. We also have Pookie from up in Roxborough, right? So it's just a carnival kind of cool down, link up vibes like. So you're gonna hear a lot of different, not just soca alone, but a mixer because Oners do dancehall and as well as myself, Royal do R&B, pop, them kind of style. So it's a mixture. You know what I mean? As I say, don't study the poly, just study Amory. It's love. So it's love we're dealing with, we're going with God on. Yeah.
So the three of you gentlemen will be on the cast for tomorrow night. Who are some of the other artists that would be at Polyamory?
Yes, that's what I just said. Ramon G, which is the
Ramon G. He's from US.
The Virgin I think I was the guy from the VI.
Yeah, VI. Yeah.
Yes,
Ramon
Virgin
G,
Island. Yeah,
he's one of our spotlights there. Along Anomaly. Also, we would have other artists there as
Pookie,
and somebody from Trinidad as well, right?
Yeah. Well, Oners from Trinidad.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody from Trinidad, right?
No, Kilo G. We have Kilo G from Black Rock, so we got the whole of Black Rock too, you know, and Pookie from Roxborough. So
I know we come straight off the heels of Tobago Carnival. I know all the fellas was inside the carnival, all they enjoy themselves, all they full joy themselves. And we're moving into Polyamory, straight out of the carnival, the weekend after carnival. I don't know if you all have any soca offerings or any soca artists that will be there. What kind of vibes you all will be bringing, what people could look forward to in terms of the kind of songs or they're offering?
Well, I would say, for me, I sing about alcohol. 75%.
75%.
So that energy stands for itself, that speaks for itself already. You know, we can have a good time.
Yeah. And of course, you'll get some surprises from me. I have some special surprises. I have the Barbies from Trinidad. You'll see those ladies on stage, they could well dance. And our opening number 2 is belly dancer. Yeah, so it would be interesting.
That's something very interesting.
Yeah.
So we're talking about polyamory, and if people want to come up, let me talk to you about the business of the thing. How much is the ticket? How much to get into the event? That kind of thing?
I was just about to. You know, $100. The reason why the tickets are $100 is because we cater for people who already spend up the money for the carnival. You know, you might be a little broken now, just like myself. But anyways, it's still a goal. It's still a goal, you know what I mean? So we cater for people who just come out of the carnival and spend up their money. Just $100. If a female coming with two men at she side, she going free. The 2 men pay $100 each.
And it still have people here on the island, you know, still have people on the island, so they were looking for something to do, and this is the place if you want to still enjoy a part of carnival and see the artists. You know?
We're having a lot of giveaways as well too.
No, but to mention that.
Well, I was not about to come into that as well.
Yeah.
That giveaway thing sounding good, so you can talk about the giveaways a little bit.
Right, I'll be giving a bottle of punch.
Well, usually 75%, man, so we expect that much.
That will be there prepared. I think there's a 55-inch television.
43 inch
TV.
Make sure
tickets to it as well too.
Make sure to keep your ticket in your hand, because
the ticket have numbers, right?
Yes, the ticket have a number on it, and if you lost your number, somebody is going to call.
Yeah, because somebody else
keep your number because somebody number is going to call.
By still, I was going to give the people and them something to do to get a TV. They just all they have to do is buy a ticket.
You're spending $100 and you're winning thousands of dollars. One big flat screen TV for the Christmas. Imagine that.
Imagine going home from an event with a TV.
Imagine that.
Going home with yourself,
more than that too, because the biggest crew, we giving out a case of beers to the biggest crew.
Yeah,
also.
So. We have stuff for the biggest team.
Biggest team.
Who go with the biggest team?
Okay. So tell me something, gentlemen. This is the first year of this event?
Definitely.
Yeah, first year of the event.
Definitely.
And it will grow throughout the years. Hopefully we get a big turnout. Make sure you come out in the numbers, as we say. 2 people come with 1, you're getting free. Person who bring the 2 people getting free. So.
Yeah.
Okay, and in terms of where you're looking at, you want this event to go in the future, because I know this is not just a one-off. It's the first year, but I know all they're thinking about down the road, where this event going to be. How big do you see this event becoming?
Anything is possible, innit? So just look out for the unexpected. You know what I mean? We don't really plan it, innit? We just more see the vision.
It will be a staple for after Carnival, basically. So after Carnival, it will be it to look for after Carnival. The event to look for after Carnival.
So the goal is to make this event as the go-to event post-Carnival.
Post-Carnival. Cool long.
It's a cool long link-up vibes, like
something like a Ash Wednesday.
On Saturday.
Nice.
On Saturday.
Ash Wednesday on Saturday.
Ash Saturday.
So if persons want to get tickets, where can they go to get tickets? Is it they pay at the door on the day, or are there locations they could collect tickets at?
You could look up on the Facebook pages and call the
there's
number.
Also tickets
from
Island
some
Island E-tickets.
Also
Island E-tickets and Jade Monkey.
Pablo also have 2 as well.
Island E-tickets, Pablo's Supermarket.
Yeah.
Jade Monkey.
Yeah. Casino.
Speaking of Jade Monkey, as I said, we'll be performing at Jade Monkey tonight. So all those who want to see the entertainers are good.
So is that pre-pump?
Yeah.
There's a pre-pump. So if you're not sure you want to come to the event, go to Jade Monkey tonight. You'll see the artists performing in the casino. And then, the performance is going to be so good Friday. The performance is going to be so good Friday. They said, nah, boy, I had to come and get some more on Saturday.
Well, you can see everything on Saturday because all the artists not here.
Sneak peek.
You're going to get all
no, you're
Friday
getting
Nah.
It's going to be a sneak peek, of course. It's going to be a sneak peek.
We got bang them, but not with the full
And then people still flying in. So tomorrow, I think Ramon G will be on the island from tomorrow. He's not here.
He's on his way.
So he's on his way.
So gentlemen, tell me something now. This is the first year that you're doing this event. How y'all got so much people on the cast? All the pull that off.
As I say, anything is possible. And when you're moving with an anomaly, spirit around you, anything is definitely possible.
And big up to Jackie too, That is one of the promoters for the event. She will put her hand out there to make sure everything is in place for us and we in the show. Yeah, big up Jackie for sure.
Yeah, we want to shout out Kush Media too, like the Fever TV in Canada. Kush Media Fever TV. Yeah, we could big up the sponsors them one time. Island Wire, T&T Chicken Hut, Karma Production, and also Tobago Updates.
Yeah.
Also big up Clary's Good Food. You don't know that tasty food down in Mount Pleasant. You know it. You see a smile.
He's studying to go there for lunch today. He's studying to go there for lunch today.
You know that. So yeah, big up all the sponsors on board. You know, we appreciate the love that we get from, especially Tobago Updates, your channel.
Yeah.
Not my channel, that's where I work.
Yeah. But thanks for having us as well, you know. Big up to Tobago Updates.
Polly.
What's me?
Good morning, Tobago.
You have some responsibility. It's your channel.
I'll take that.
You have some responsibility.
Looking forward to seeing you, you know.
I'll take that. Well, you never know what can happen tomorrow.
With two ladies.
Yeah. Bring two of them. You're getting in free. Bring two of them, you're getting in free.
All right, viewers, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for being with us. One as Polyamory.
Royal Blood.
And Royal Blood. Thank you all for being with us and talking to us about polyamory tomorrow.
Also, let me just say, there have been giveaway tickets that already given to people already. On my Facebook page, which is Anomaly Squad or Anomaly Music, you check out that page, you follow up the pages, and there will be something posted later for some lucky person to win another ticket later on this evening on my Facebook page, Anomaly Music, Anomaly Squad.
On Facebook only, or Facebook and Instagram as well?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Look out there for the information, but only on Facebook. The competition will take place. Yeah. Okay. So big up to the winners already. It have people like Latoya already win, Makisi from up in Roxborough. Few other names which I forget. Can't remember. Yeah, big up to the winners who already won a ticket. So they're inside for the Polyamory show.
All right, you all heard it. We have a competition here on Anomaly.music. Anomaly Music.
No, just Anomaly Music.
Anomaly Music on Facebook. Go on to Facebook and see if you can win that ticket. Polyamory is on tomorrow, 2nd November at, what's the name of the place?
G's
Hotspot, formerly known as After Hours.
And actually the first
hours. As soon as you come off the airport, it's right in front of your face.
Right behind Rituals.
Yes.
Right behind Rituals.
You can't miss it.
Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Also, Royal Blood TT. On Facebook, Royal Blood Omari or Royal Blood TT. YouTube, same thing. You can check out my music on YouTube. Nervous Feeling, that is my song that now dropped. Royal Blood, Nervous. Check it out on YouTube and all social platforms.
Oneers, give me a plug.
My plugs, okay. Oneers Official, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. All streaming platforms, ONERZ. Yeah.
All right, viewers, unfortunately we come to the end of our programming for GMT, but we'll be back on Monday, so look out for us on Monday. Until then, be safe and have a safe and productive weekend. See you then. Take care.
All right.